Chưa, chút nữa em mới đi vô thành Chiến Tranh. Tụi mình đi tới viện bảo tàng Mail Rail. Tụi mình đang
Hi, I'm Aisha, one of the Mail Rail drivers and your guide today. We ask all passengers to remain seated for the duration of the ride and not to lean on the sides of the train. This may cause it to stop suddenly. Thank you. Welcome to Mara. We're just leaving the depot where the trains were maintained. We're in a small train entering a narrow tunnel beneath the busy streets of London, on a mini railway that once carried Britain's mail for sorting, distribution and delivery. If this were a working railway train, we wouldn't be going slowly. We'd be rattling along at 30 miles an hour. And I wouldn't be here either, because the trains had no drivers. They were controlled by an electrical switching system. This was the world's first driverless electric railway, and the only one dedicated to carrying coal. On this journey, you'll hear from people who remember Mail. Here's Beverly Turner.
My grandfather, Cornelius Lane, was an inspector on the mail rail. I have a story about when I was 7 and was allowed to go on the mail rail against all the rules. I must have said to him I wanted to go, but when the doors opened, there was this little tiny train on the track, so small, and I was going for a ride on it, which was so exciting. Until they sat me on it, I realised I had to go on that ride, I had to go to this really dark tunnel, and off we went into the darkness. My granddad didn't come, he wasn't able to go, which probably added to my small anxieties about being on there.
Narrow could be dangerous. Can you see the pile of sandbags we're passing? That used to be a sand pit designed to catch and safely stop trains that were running the wrong way. We're arriving at platform 1 on the right of the train. These platforms were scenes of frantic activity in the days when the railway was doing its job. And on the platform you may notice a dartboard. Steve Holloway, platform worker, explains.
They would set a dartboard up and they'd have in their downtime, and the golfers used to get a golf club out and practice with practice balls with the holes on the platform. Yeah, why not?
It sounds like a lot of fun and games, but there was a serious need for Mara when it was constructed. In those days, it was called the Post Office Railway. Post Office Railway was designed to solve an old problem. As early as the mid-1800s, people realised that mail moving through the streets of London could easily get trapped in traffic. In 1911, it was decided to build an underground railway, running 6.5 miles through new tunnels, 70 feet below the streets. 8 stops would link to sorting offices and railway stations, from which mail crossed the country on regular trains. Digging of the tunnels began in 1913. It was done almost entirely by hand. During the First World War, the unfinished tunnels were used to safely store treasures from London's galleries and museums, including the world-famous Rosetta Stone. The railway wasn't ready for use until 1927. But once it was in service, the Post Office Railway became something very special indeed.
Some of the guys would have sleep down there. I don't know how. It was very, very noisy.
Ray Middlesworth, engineer.
You had the trains coming in. As you're in the tunnel, the sound echoes round and you get the screeching of the wheels.
Hung Lee, administrator.
Not many people knew that Royal Mail had a underground railway.
It is just fascinating that it ran for so many years and nobody knew of its existence. Lovely little gem of hidden London.
A lot of things stayed pretty much the same over the lifetime of the railway. And one of them was what happened every time a train arrived at one of the stations, carrying containers of mail. Some needed taken off to go to a sorting office, and others needed to be loaded on.
They'd come in and it just went mad. Everyone would be pulling off and then tip that, get some, put something on.
All the mailbags would be emptied onto this bucket by a conveyor belt. This thing would rise to the surface and empty them all out onto the platform.
From 1927 to 2003, the railway ran 22 hours out of 24, 6 days a week, 51 weeks a year, teams of workers, 3 shifts every day.
Most of the people I knew, they said the mail rail was the best job they ever had. It was very family orientated. Everyone seemed to get along.
Amanda Stokes, Inspector.
The railway was just special. There were so many people that I've just bonded with, doing something really unique, but also doing it in great company. What more do you want?
I'm still friends with people I've worked with on the railway because they didn't become just work colleagues after several decades. They're your best friends.
Oh, it looks like I've got a letter to deliver. And now, we'll head back into the tunnels.
Yani orası toplama merkezi, diğer toplama merkezi. Postal oraya geliyor, bu orada aşağıda paketleri.
For staff in the 70s,
Ulaştırılıyor. Ama
life on
5-6
the
tane
railway was
toplama
like travelling
merkezi.
back in time.
Londra'nın içinde bayağı istasyonu
Joined in
varmış.
January 1979. When I first went down there, I was amazed. The lighting was really dim, and it was very everything was up. The furniture was up. The dust was everywhere. The conveyor belts were neatly cut fine. It was probably as it was in the 30s, 40s. Hadn't changed since then.
The year I joined, in 1987 onto the railway, was the 60th anniversary, and many generations had been through it. There were people there who were trained by people who were trained by people who were there at the very beginning. A lot of railway stuff had to be fixed in-house or made in-house. I mean, you're seeing things that come from the early 30s still there and operational.
Let's pause here for a moment where the tracks head off in different directions. The tunnel to the left leads to Liverpool Street Station, where mail was transferred to the main railway network. And further down that tunnel, there's a pair of heavy steel doors. They are flood barriers. During the railway's construction, 10 men had to scramble to safety when water flooded into where they were working. The barriers were put in during the war, but luckily haven't been needed since. When we move off into the loop tunnel, keep a lookout on either side of the train, and you'll get a glimpse of what we call the train graveyard. Over to our engineer, Ray Middlesworth.
When trains did have a collision, sometimes the damage was quite severe, so they'd be stored there, and on a temporary basis, but temporary became very long-term, became permanent, so it did eventually become a graveyard for these trains. I believe the old Hoover is down there. It's important to keep the track clean, and they thought, well, why not build the Hoover, stick it on a set of wheels, and we'll take it down there. One of the problems is in the tunnel on that side, so once you start the air moving, it gets moving, so all that disappear in a cloud of dust.
Tôi thui luôn. Coi cái gì kìa.
Don't worry, it's gone dark because we've lost power to the lights, but they'll be back on any moment now. During a power cut, engineers could reroute the supply from other stations to get the trains moving without delay.
Nếu gặp trường hợp cúp điện thì như thế nào? Họ đang xử lý đó, họ đang xử lý.
Diğer trenlerden yardım alıyorlar. Şu anda bize de o anı yaşatıyor. Yeniden.
Có điện rồi.
Now that the lights are back on, take a look at the tunnel walls. You can see the great iron rings that were bolted together, one by one, to protect the workers as they dug out the clay. You might also notice things that look like icicles hanging from the ceilings. These are made of a mineral called calcite. People trusted the post office to deliver almost anything, which meant the railway carried some surprising parcels.
I used to like bees. They used to post bees. I think they were in tubes that were broken up into little cells. You pick a bag up, and you got nice bees. They've got bees in there. Put them very gently into the container. I used to like that.
We've now looped round to platform 2, where trains would head off towards Paddington Station. We want to give you an idea of what the railway was like when it was new in the 1930s.
Bayağı uzun bir ağ herhalde.
Of emails and texts. Even telephones weren't that common. So you wrote and posted letters.
Yol toplanıyor. Oradan ayrıca gideceği yere göre ayrılıyor.
Train loads of mail arrived at every station every few minutes, with about a minute to unload and reload. Let's follow a few of those letters. This is the Colonel. He's writing to the famous poet W.H. Auden at the GPO film unit. This is Kathleen. She's keeping in touch with her sweetheart in the Navy. And Vic, her letter is very special. It's going to a princess.
Darling bird, that baby is keeping you away from me for far too long. And everyone says a war's coming. I do like that wrong.
Dear Mr. Postal, I think I'm proud to express my admiration for your work on the recent film about the nightmare postal chain.
Dear Princess Elizabeth, I am sending you a birthday card because my birthday is on the same day. I hope you will enjoy living in Buckingham Palace. I wish my daddy was a king like yours. Does he wear his crown all the time?
Wow, 4 triệu lá thư mỗi ngày được giao đi. Có một cái lá thư màu đỏ nó còn y nè. Wow.
Keep up the good work. Yours sincerely, Colonel Arthur Bingley Crouch, retired.
Must go now, or I shall be late for work. Those books won't sell themselves. Take good care of yourself, Bert, my love. Kisses, your sweetheart, Kathleen.
So those 3 letters all got delivered quickly and safely. And so did the other 4 million which travelled along railway every day. We're now leaving platform 2 and heading back up to the depot. One of the most surprising things about the railway is how bonded the workforce were.
I would say a good third of the people down on the railway had connections with other guys. Lots of fathers and sons and brothers and uncles and all that kind of stuff. And that made the bond between the guys a lot stronger. I suppose it made the culture of the railway that much stronger.
Not all of the railway workers were there. There was one woman, Traffic Inspector Amanda Stokes.
I was the only woman who was in a leadership position. I don't ever remember feeling uncomfortable or challenged because I was a woman. So I could have faced a lot of pushback, but I didn't. We made so many friends there. Even since coming to Australia, still being in touch with so many of them. Special.
For most of its life, the network was officially known as the Post Office Railway. In 1987, it was rebranded to Mail, and for a few years it was busier than ever. But in the 90s, email and phones began to eat into the railway's core business.
I remember us all getting called to a meeting where they talked about mothballing the railway, as if it was going to be a temporary thing. But I think we all knew that it wasn't going to be temporary.
Mail closed on May 31st, 2003. It had been in service continuously for almost 76 years.
Someone had the foresight to commission this unique method of transporting mail about, and you've got to applaud that. You'd never forget working on mail rail, you'd never forget. On Ghost will walk the platforms at Mount Pleasant.
I always thought, especially when we were just about to shut down, that was it. It passed into history, and no one will ever know it was here. And all the people whose lives sort of revolved around the railway and all the things that happened. I thought they would just disappear into the past, but I'm so pleased that it's been preserved. It looks the same to me.
And that's why Mail matters. What once worked quietly out of sight is now open to everyone. Our visitors have a chance to see the tunnels, hear the stories, and discover the people who kept the lines moving. Thanks to those who built it, ran it, and saved it, this hidden railway isn't forgotten after all.
Okay, so
Here we are arriving back at the depot. We hope you've enjoyed your tour around the little world of Mail. Don't forget to explore the exhibition as well. There's lots more to see. Goodbye.
bye bye.
He's keeping in touch with her sweetheart in the Navy. And this, her letter is very special. It's going.
Người ta chơi trò chơi tương tác nè, xếp thư vô nè.
Đúng thì nó sẽ không rơi xuống.
À. Ok rồi, cảm ơn chú làm việc rất năng suất. Đây. Hồi nãy ông ngồi trước chị á, cái đoạn chị quay cái khúc sau là ông cứ cho cái mộng vô chị quay luôn, cái trái dễ thương dễ sợ luôn, dễ thương. Và biết rồi chết mùa mà vẫn nằm hay trong cái góc thôi. Ui trời, cái mặt nó hồng long lanh. À cái khu yên tĩnh á. Đi trung tâm, đúng rồi. Đó là Đà Nẵng mà thôi cũng xỉu nữa. Hắn cũng không phải là như Sài Gòn Hà Nội quá, cũng không nào chị kêu cho chị đi cho chị cũng không đi hai thành phố nó xỉu quá.
Các khúc cứ thế này hay không?
Cũng thấy rồi.
Công này.
mà nó ấy là em thêm một cái em bị chặt quá rồi đó. Không biết đâu nhưng mà vì anh không ở trong mà là thuê hai thằng tiền. Bây giờ đâu đi đâu? Đâu? Vậy đó. Đó, chị mà chị thấy cái này là chị. Chắc thì cái gì đó là chị thích cái đó. Thiệt. Người ta đi con, đi. Người ta đi nhanh nào. Đi nhanh lên chú chờ kìa. Cái đi đi chị. Người ta đang viết cái gì, viết mail cho một người nào đó. Đứng thẳng cho mấy em đứng với con. Viết gì nhiều đó. Không viết thơ dài đó.
Trong mèo.
Viết thơ trong mèo, giỏi.
Nhưng mà nó không giỏi.
Ok. Nào gửi thư đi.
Cho vào hộp cơ mà.
Cho vào hộp ở đâu?
Đây.
Bỏ vô, hai bạn bỏ vô.
Đâu?
Rồi chi nữa?
Together, đây đi đầu vào trước.
Rồi đưa vô. Ủa đó hả? Không đi mua con kia. Nó nữa. Nó đi đâu rồi? Đâu rồi? Nó đâu đi đâu rồi? Ra khỏi tay con chưa? Ra khỏi tay con chưa? Chỗ tay đi, ra khỏi tay chưa? Không được.
Hất lên nào.
Hất lên, hất mạnh lên. Chú làm thử. Hả? Nó đi quá nhanh đó. Nó đi đâu rồi? Ở chúng ta phải nhận lại đây. Wow, xịn chưa? Ok. Hả? Không phải của con hả?
Con
không phải hộp
thấy nó nhớ nó một à.
Hả?
Cái đi cái về.
À, ok.